Jamie runs a business, so did the responsible thing. He got plenty of income insurance just in case anything went wrong. Then, without warning or reason, his insurance company cancelled his policy. A terrible bungle that's become very costly.
I'm a little tiny flea compared to MLC, and that's how they've made me feel, like they've just stomped on me and don't really care.
Jamie's situation is appalling.
Appalling and exhausting, both physically and emotionally.
I've worked my ass off all my life to build a legacy for my boys, and they... Anyway.
It's really tough, mate.
Oh, yeah, a bit, because... Anyway.
Jamie de Graaf spent almost 20 years building a successful business from the ground up.
And away they go, grubbing away.
He's made a living washing trucks, machinery, and even planes.
Like anything big and dirty, you pay the bucks, we'd do it.
He did not a bad job.
It's lucrative but extremely physical work, which is why Jamie took out an income protection policy with MLC Life Insurance back in 2007.
I've been working since I was 14, and I didn't want to lose what I'd worked so hard for, I wanted to leave this to my boys.
You thought you were paying for peace of mind?
Yeah, to go to work every day and feel, oh, look, if I get hurt, I'm covered.
And Jamie has been covered by MLC Life Insurance twice in the past. His income protection paid without issue for melanoma treatment back in 2007 and for his right shoulder surgery in 2019. It's after that second claim when this bungle begins.
But for some reason, they didn't reactivate the policy, and the money was always there. Paying it wasn't a problem, but yeah, then to find out that they hadn't been doing it, this is life-changing.
After recovering from his shoulder surgery, Jamie returned to work in July 2021. MLC Life Insurance should have reinstated his direct debit premiums, but didn't, and admitted that mistake in a letter.
MLC did not correctly recommence the debit of your premiums.
On October 5, it took just one single payment before cancelling the policy 3 weeks later without telling Jamie. Another error the insurer admits to.
Our records show you were not notified of the policy cancellation.
Jamie claims he didn't notice his premiums had stopped because the money was coming out of a business account where his clients pay him, and MLC continued to take premiums for a separate total and permanent disability policy.
Didn't realise that they weren't taking the full amount, but I just realised they were still direct debiting my account, so I just thought that was normal.
The cancellation mistake went unnoticed by MLC Life Insurance for almost a year. It was picked up on the 9th of August 2022 when, amazingly, despite the fact Jamie's cover had been non-existent for almost a year, MLC tried to take $45,000 worth of missed premiums in one lump sum, a transaction that failed.
I've never changed my address, I've never changed my number, so they could have called, they could have sent me a letter, wouldn't have let it lapse.
But it did, and Jamie found out 9 months later when he injured his other shoulder.
That's when I rang them up and said, oh look, I've got the problem, and they've gone, well, we cancelled your policy, and I'm like, what?
Jamie says he requested his policy be reinstated, but MLC Life Insurance has refused unless he pays tens of thousands of dollars.
Eventually someone gets back to me and then offered me this crappy deal. I'm like, are you kidding?
MLC Life Insurance is only willing to waive Jamie's premiums up until the time it realised its own mistake, roughly $45,000 worth, and not the remaining $57,000 in premiums that followed. That's despite the fact MLC held no risk the entire time Jamie's policy was cancelled.
Jamie doesn't have the money to pay $50,000 to reinstate a policy, but why should he? If the insurance company had followed the contract and the letter of the law, the policy would have been intact at the time of the injury and the claim would have been accepted.
Jamie's lawyer, Duke Mateza.
Right now, he can't earn any money, he can't afford to make payments on his home, to live day by day, and MLC have frankly stuck their head in the sand.
MLC claims it tried to notify Jamie of the mistake, but Jamie says the 3 emails he received required a login and simply stated he had correspondence from his insurer. He says he usually received letters from MLC and had an insurance broker, so unfortunately didn't open them.
Where does that say once we've cancelled your policy, or can you please call us? Can we discuss this? Can we? Nothing.
And even if Jamie did access the correspondence from MLC, this is what he would have found. A letter riddled with errors, dated the 9th of August 2022, requesting $44,700 by the 5th of August, 4 days before the letter was sent. Confused? So is Jamie. Makes zero sense.
It makes absolutely no sense, and it shows a life insurance company that it's simply not in control of its processes and looking after its customers.
And this comedy of errors continued. The letter also states,
If we don't receive your payment by the 25th of October 2021, we'll have to cancel your policy.
so Jamie was given 2 deadlines in the one letter.
It's a shambles.
Adding insult to injury, Jamie also claims the insurance delay meant his shoulder injury got worse.
Because they didn't come to the party, I kept doing things, not work, but just your basic things like every time you lift your arm up above your shoulder, you tore it a bit more.
In unbearable pain and out of work, the one-time successful business owner was forced to borrow money for surgery.
He couldn't fix it properly. He said he probably got about 80% back, but it won't last. You can't work the way it is because you'll just destroy what I've done.
Jamie's been told eventually he'll need a prosthetic shoulder which won't be strong enough for his line of work.
The surgery options now are much more severe, and as a result, he suffered enormously, more than he should have, if MLC had done the right thing.
And it appears Jamie's not the first customer wronged by MLC. In the same month he found out his policy had been cancelled, MLC was fined $10 million by the federal court for failing to pay promised benefits resulting from a lack of appropriate systems to administer its insurance policies.
I'd like to see MLC take responsibility for what they did. You know, you work your butt off all your life to have a couple of nice things and now got to sell them just to survive because MLC's done the wrong thing.
What's your message to MLC?
Don't forget me. Huh? I paid everything they asked. Now they're doing this to me.
When A Current Affair reached out to MLC, it told us,
We are keen to resolve this matter and we are continuing to actively engage with Mr de Graaf to achieve a positive resolution.
and it came just days later. MLC is now offering to waive all of the so-called missed premiums and will also reinstate Jamie's policy.
And hopefully then they'll start paying me my monthly premium, which will, take a lot of weight off my shoulders.
All he has to do is make the claim he should have been able to make almost a year ago.
But we wouldn't have got this result so quick if you guys hadn't stepped in. So, yeah, I'll be forever grateful, you know.
Good luck going forward. All the best.
Thanks, Reese.
Pleasure.
That is such a great result and really a lesson for all of us. Never assume our insurance companies are always doing the right thing.